All right. Hey guys, I just snagged my guy because we're going to go get a coffee, but I had to have this conversation with you guys while it was fresh on my mind. I literally just hung up the phone with somebody who is in a relationship and keeps having these same recurring issues over and over and over. It seems like they keep attracting the same thing over and over. And they're like, I don't understand, like, what's going on. And one of the things was, it's this disconnect. They keep attracting men who are emotionally disconnected. And she was like, what in the crap is the deal? I don't know how to deal with this. I'm getting frustrated. I think they're quality men on the front end. And then we go further into the relationship and they emotionally disconnect and I don't know what the deal is. And so I start probing and asking questions and chatting with her about like, okay, well, talk to me about you, talk to me about your history. And I know quite a bit of it, but we're unpacking and we're digging through this. And the reality is, don't mind my coffee mug. The reality is you cannot give what you don't have for yourself. And in this case, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, so we're going to unpack two different things here where you can't give what you don't have for yourself. And you also attract areas in your life that you haven't quite resolved yet. And that can be really tough to swallow and hard to hear sometimes. Okay. So, and in fact, I just went through this where, I was just in a relationship. It wouldn't work. Great human, adored him. And he surfaced and was a mirror. He held a mirror up to my abandonment that I thought I had dealt with. I thought that it was gone. I thought I had done the work and I do this for a living, right? Like, so like I thought this was done and dealt with. And the reality is I have had so much abandonment from people in my life that then, and we'll get into this in the belief cycle, you'll see how you start to attract this because what happened in this relationship with him, actually very similar, emotionally withdraws, it triggers my abandonment. And this is what was happening with her. Identical issue where it triggers this abandonment. So then we start to get mad and angry and we start behaving in a way that pushes them away a little bit, which only affirms our abandonment because they're moving further and further away. Okay. And the flip side is, so there's the one side with us where we can bring that kind of stuff to the table and we don't understand what's going on. And like I said, I thought I had dealt with this stuff and it was long gone. She's just scratching the surface on this stuff. We've got a lot of work to do, but that's okay. That's okay. That's part of her journey. It's where she is. And we thank those people. Like, I'm so thankful for that man that was in my life that revealed that to me. I'm a huge proponent of, if there's a gap, if there's a weakness in me, I want to know it. Like, let's flush this out. Let's bring it to the surface. We can't bring stuff to the surface if we don't know that it exists. And that's why we need other people in our life, because we can't see our own forest through the 6-foot wide redwood tree that's right in front of our face, right? So sometimes it takes people in our life to come and go, no matter how hard that is, to reveal some of this stuff to us. So very thankful for him, revealed a gap there that I had. And back to my girlfriend where we're chatting through this, where she's like, I don't understand. I can't keep going through this. And now we're going to separate and we're going to go to the guy that she was dating. Okay. What happens with him, he can't give love. He can't give affection. He can't accept responsibility. He judges her, and oftentimes blames and projects and says that you're judging me. The reality is those are all issues that he has and gaps that he has. You can't give love if you don't have love for yourself. You can't respect other people's boundaries if you don't expect that people respect your boundaries or that you lay boundaries. You can't do these things if you don't have it first for yourself, okay? You can't give respect. You can't give joy. Love is the hugest one. If you aren't fully, madly, joyfully in love with yourself, and it doesn't mean there's things that you're like, I want to improve on this and I want to grow in this area and I wish my, hair was not gray, in my case, right? We wish some of these things, but that doesn't mean we don't value and appreciate at the core level of who we are. Like, I have a full love and acceptance for myself. And we think when we talk that way, we think that way, and we're going to go to work and do work on ourselves. We think it's egocentric. This is the biggest problem. People are like, oh my God, like, you're so arrogant. You're so happy. And there's a difference. In fact, somebody just said this to me last night. He said, Brenda, there's a difference with you. When you walk into a room, you walk in with an air of confidence. It's not arrogance. It's not like boasting or a total jackwagon. It's confidence. And there's a huge, huge difference. We can command a room out of love and joy and confidence, knowing who we are. And that confidence for me has come because I know who I am. I have done this hard work and discovered who I am, right? And so that's not what we're talking about when we talk about like egocentric. It's not like, oh, I'm so awesome, like, whatever. This arrogant persona. It's just a knowing and a confidence in knowing who we are. And we can't do that unless we discover ourselves. So with that said, I can love people unconditionally. It can also be a downfall where loyalty is a problem for me in particular. I am loyal to a fault because I see the best in people. I am thinking that's a one way. We're going to get some coffee. Look at this line. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So the reality is we can't give to others what we don't have for ourselves. And one of the biggest key issues, and this comes up all the time for people, is judgment. So many times people are like, you're judging me, you're judging me, you're judging me. That's not true. The reality is, and the facts are that they have judgment on themselves. They're the one that goes home and they do the 2 a.m. voice. You guys have probably heard me talk about the 2 a.m. voice. The one that wakes you up, never wakes you up to say you freaking rocked it in the boardroom today. You nailed it in that relationship situation. You didn't lose your cool in that argument, whatever it was. It never wakes you up to tell you how awesome you are. It wakes you up to berate you and tell you what a piece of crap you are and how you screwed up and you failed and you didn't get enough done and you should have said this and you should have talked to somebody that way and blah, 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 right? The 2 a.m. voice. So that voice is also the voice, it's their reflection to some extent, right? We could separate this and go in different ways as well. Oftentimes it's the conditional gap is what the voice is telling you, right? Or you're berating yourself because it's a mirror you're reflecting to other people and you're projecting on them what you're lacking in yourself. So if you don't have that confidence and you don't not judge yourself, if you're judgment free with yourself, you're judgment free with other people. You accept them, you love them, you're willing to embrace them for their faults, for their mistakes, and you're able to forgive them. And that's another thing. If you can't if you hold on to grudges with other people, you hold on to grudges with yourself. So I dare you, I dare you to test this out in your life where this one thing, everybody always says the thing that bugs you about other people the most is most likely what you do. And we in our pride, we're like, hell no, that's not true. I don't do that, right? Yeah, you do. You totally do. So the reality is we've got to flush all this stuff out, work on ourselves first. It's not an egocentric thing, because here's why. When you are operating in your full, true authenticity, when you have full joy with who you are, when you can accept yourself for who you are, and you can embrace your mistakes, you can forgive yourself, you can move on, you can shift, you can adjust, you can love, you can, what am I trying to say here? We're going to have to...
Have a great day, y'all.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Oh, wow. They're moving right along. This has happened fast. Maybe this is why they're so popular. Hi.
How are you guys?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, great. Sorry, what?
She's vlogging.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
You want to say hi?
What do you vlog?
This is how we roll. Emotional intelligence.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
look,
We
see?
actually just did, so I'm in a leadership management class right now for my last semester.
Nice.
We actually just did like a quiz on like our emotional intelligence yesterday. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. See, look, we just found this little cute 21-year-old girl that's learning emotional intelligence. Freaking love it. Anyway, the bottom line, we got a little distracted there with our coffee order, but the bottom line is I was explaining to her, here was the rub, here was the hurt. She's like, I just don't understand. What's wrong with me? Why can't I find someone who will emotionally engage with me and be a partner for me? And I was like, sweetie, it's not you. It's not you. Yes, do you have the abandonment issues? And thank God I just went through this so I could help her through it. Essentially, yes, like, okay, this guy has revealed this abandonment issue that she's got and his inability to accept responsibility, to have rational conversation, to be what he needed to be and to show up out of his authenticity. Because what he's doing is he's showing up out of all his triggers and his baggage and all the stuff that is structured in his belief structure that aren't facts anymore. One of the videos we did on conditional gap, we talk about how he was coming in looking through his conditional gap, the lens with which he sees the world, instead of the facts and the reality of what was going on in the relationship. And it's causing harm. When we don't unravel that conditional gap, when we don't get through it, when we don't dismantle it and rewire in positive ways, we bring this shit to the table. Whichever table we go to, we're bringing it to the table, and it can be really destructive in relationships, in business relationships, especially when the pressure mounts, when the finances might get tight, cash flows short, you've got tension with your business partner, this stuff comes up big time if you don't deal with it. And so that's what we do. That's what we do here at Modic Leadership is we uncover all that crap. We dig it out. We pry it out of you. We dismantle it. People often laugh, talking to that little girl, she's doing college. She knew what she wanted to do at 7. Shoot, I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was 39. I have a computer programming degree, and I often giggle and just laugh and say, I just reprogram brains now instead, right? We don't reprogram software, we program the software within your brain. So it takes someone who knows how to do that to get in there and dismantle the belief structures that you do have set up and rewire them and recondition them in a way that is for you, right? Is for creating and cultivating a killer life that you can have so that you're not stuck in the past and that you can be free from all of this stuff. So you can have rational conversations. You really can connect on a very intimate level. You can engage with people in ways that you never could before. You get to be vulnerable and authentic and honest and real, and it's safe. You cultivate when you're in that kind of a relationship. It creates this safety where you can go to your partner, business partner, spouse, whoever it might be, and you can say, I'm really struggling today. It has nothing to do with you. There's a trigger that's come up in my past that I'm having to wrestle through and work through. And they can say, how can I best support you? How can I be there for you? Instead of, what the crap, like you're taking what I did out of context or whatever. They fly off the handle because they haven't dealt with their stuff, okay? So like I said, there's two sides of it. Everybody's responsible for their 1%. We always say in our house, you're 100% responsible for you. Even if you're only 1% wrong, you're 100% responsible for that 1%. And you have to own up to your stuff. And that's just the integrity thing. That's just the right thing to do, period. And so much of the time we live in a world where we don't want to accept responsibility because it looks like failure or we screwed up or people might think we're inferior. Or I caught myself actually doing it last night for the first time in a long time, having this conversation with a friend. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to tell you some of this stuff about my past. And I was like, whoa, hold up. There's something there that I got to work through, right? Because with that particular person, why did that come up for me? So, whatever, it is what it is. I haven't had time to sit and deal with it, but you can bet your hiney I will, because when that stuff comes up, I want to know about it. I want to dig through it and I want to get out of it. So anyway, there we are, you guys. You cannot give what you don't have for yourself. And I hope that this is helpful in how you engage with your coworkers, your employees, with your relationships, and how you can figure out and discover how to unpack your stuff. If you have trouble with that, which 99% of the people do, click on the link below, call us, get on our website, check into the programs that we've got. We've got divorce recovery programs, executive programs, one-on-one coaching. We do leadership development. I mean, our crew, we got you covered. If you're a high achiever and you're just stuck and you're not feeling like you can get past some of this stuff and it keeps recycling in your life, reach out to us. Just like I have good coaches have coaches. I have a coach. I have good people around me that reveal things. Like I said, that guy that I was dating, it revealed to me something I couldn't have discovered that on my own. I mean, maybe I could have, right? But people are sent into our lives because they can see things that we can't see. So if you're ready to take that leap, get on our website and book a call and let's connect. Otherwise, if this is helpful for you, click the like button, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to be notified, and share this if you know. Okay, don't share it with people that you're like, hey, you really need to hear this, right? Like that one guy that pissed you off 2 years ago, or that one ex-girlfriend that you're like, you really suck at this, you should watch this. Don't do that. Just don't do that. But if you know someone who's ready, open, and willing to receive, hearing how they can improve their life and how they can be free from all of this crap in their past, pass it on to them. All right, we'll see you guys.